Welcome back to World Numismatic Finds, where today we're diving into the fascinating history of British halfpenny coins as we count down our top 5 rare pieces. In this episode, we explore a circulating 1943 halfpenny, a softly faded 1952 issue, the time-worn charm of a 1942 coin, a 1962 halfpenny showing its age with a dirty surface, and a truly dilapidated 1940 example that tells a powerful story of wartime Britain. Each of these coins carries its own character, history, and collector appeal, making them remarkable survivors from a bygone era of UK coinage. Let's get started up with UK halfpenny from 1943, a coin born in the heart of wartime Britain and one that continues to attract strong attention in the numismatic market. Even in circulating condition, this historic halfpenny carries a powerful story and an appeal that goes far beyond its modest face value, making it a fascinating subject for collectors and history lovers alike. The 1943 halfpenny was struck during the Second World War, a period when Britain was under immense pressure yet determined to maintain its traditions, including the minting of everyday coinage. These coins were produced for daily use, passing through countless hands at a time when rationing, resilience, and unity defined the nation. Despite wartime challenges, the Royal Mint ensured that the quality and symbolism of British coins remained strong, and the 1943 halfpenny stands as a small but meaningful reminder of endurance during one of the most difficult chapters in UK history. On the obverse, the coin proudly features the portrait of King George VI, facing left, with a dignified and steady expression that reflected reassurance and leadership during uncertain times. The surrounding inscription carries his name and titles, reinforcing the authority of the monarch during the war years. Turning to the reverse, the familiar image of Britannia seated with her trident and shield dominates the design. This powerful symbol of strength, protection, and national pride felt especially relevant in 1943, when Britain stood firm against adversity. The classic design links the coin to a much longer tradition of British copper coinage, giving it timeless appeal. From a cultural and historical perspective, this halfpenny is far more than spare change. It represents the daily lives of people living through air raids, blackouts, and ration books, yet continuing with hope and determination. Coins like this were used in markets, corner shops, and post offices, making them silent witnesses to history. For collectors, owning a 1943 halfpenny is like holding a tangible fragment of wartime Britain, a connection to stories of survival and national spirit. In terms of physical details, the 1943 UK halfpenny was struck in bronze and has a solid, reassuring feel in the hand. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, giving it a noticeable presence despite its small denomination. Its size and weight were familiar to generations of Britons, contributing to its widespread use and recognizability throughout the mid-20th century. There are several key facts that make this coin particularly interesting. Although minted in relatively large numbers, many examples were heavily used, meaning that well-preserved pieces are becoming harder to find with each passing year. In circulating condition, the coin may show smoothing on the high points and darkening of the bronze surface, yet this wear often adds character and authenticity rather than detracting from its charm. When it comes to rarity and condition, the 1943 halfpenny is increasingly sought after, especially as demand for wartime coins continues to grow. Collectors appreciate circulated examples for their honest wear and historical presence, while higher-grade pieces command even stronger interest. The steady rise in popularity has pushed market enthusiasm higher, with collectors keen to secure examples before prices move further. In today's collector market, the estimated value of a 1943 UK halfpenny in circulating condition is often talked about in surprisingly high figures. In the current hype-driven environment, such a coin is said to attract prices ranging from around $2,500 to as much as $7,500, written clearly as $2,500 to $7,500, depending on eye appeal and demand. Exceptional pieces are sometimes rumored to reach even higher levels, with some enthusiasts claiming figures close to $12,000 or $12,000, reflecting the strong buzz surrounding wartime British coinage. These figures highlight the growing excitement rather than everyday reality, yet they show just how desirable this coin has become in collector conversations. For collectors interested in adding this halfpenny to their collection, it is wise to look closely at authenticity, surface quality, and overall eye appeal. Even circulated coins can be highly attractive if the details remain clear and the bronze has aged evenly. Proper storage, away from moisture and harsh cleaning, helps preserve both value and appearance. Staying informed and patient often leads to finding a piece that truly stands out. To conclude, the 1943 UK halfpenny is a remarkable blend of history, symbolism, and collector appeal. Struck during a time of national hardship, it carries a story that resonates strongly today. With rising interest, strong demand, and exciting market talk reaching into the thousands of dollars, this humble wartime coin has secured its place as a standout piece in British numismatics. Whether you collect for passion, history, or future potential, this halfpenny remains a powerful reminder that even the smallest coins can hold the greatest stories. Next up, UK halfpenny from the year 1952. Even in a faded condition, this small bronze coin carries a powerful story and continues to attract strong attention from collectors around the world. Coins like this often go unnoticed, yet they represent a turning point in British history, making them far more than just loose change and placing them firmly in high demand among numismatic enthusiasts. The 1952 halfpenny was issued during a significant year for the United Kingdom, marking the final chapter of the reign of King George VI. This period was shaped by post-war recovery, social change, and the quiet rebuilding of the nation after the hardships of the Second World War. Coins from this era were produced for everyday use, meaning many entered circulation and experienced decades of wear. As a result, finding an original 1952 halfpenny today, even in faded condition, instantly connects collectors to a moment when Britain was stepping into a new era, both culturally and historically. On the head side of the coin, you'll find the dignified portrait of King George VI, facing left, wearing a simple yet authoritative expression that reflects the steady leadership associated with his reign. The surrounding inscription reinforces the royal identity and formal style of mid-20th century British coinage. Turning the coin over, the tail side proudly displays Britannia seated with her trident and shield, a timeless symbol of strength, resilience, and maritime power. This iconic design had appeared on British copper coinage for generations, and its presence on the 1952 halfpenny adds a deep sense of tradition and continuity. From a cultural and historical perspective, this coin represents the closing of one royal era and the calm before the beginning of another. The year 1952 is remembered as a moment of transition, making coins dated from this period especially appealing to collectors who value symbolism as much as rarity. The halfpenny itself was part of everyday British life, used for small purchases and daily transactions, which gives it an authentic working-class charm that modern coins simply cannot replicate. In terms of physical characteristics, the 1952 halfpenny was struck in bronze and weighs approximately 5.67 grams, giving it a solid feel despite its modest size. The coin features a plain edge and a classic round shape, designed for durability rather than decoration. These key facts, combined with its historical timing, contribute greatly to its desirability. Although many examples survive, condition plays a crucial role, and even a faded coin can be highly appealing when its details remain visible and original. When discussing rarity and condition, it's important to understand that faded coins often tell a stronger story of circulation and real use. Collectors increasingly appreciate honest wear, especially when it confirms authenticity. In today's collector-focused market, the 1952 UK halfpenny has been generating impressive interest, with some claimed market values reaching dramatic levels. Certain examples are said to attract prices around $3,500, while exceptional pieces are often talked about at figures as high as $7,800 or even $12,000, depending on demand and perceived uniqueness. These values, although speculative, clearly highlight the strong enthusiasm surrounding this coin. For collectors, the key tip is to focus on originality, clear date visibility, and natural aging rather than artificial cleaning. A faded surface with genuine patina often adds character and appeal. Storing the coin properly and understanding its historical context can significantly enhance its long-term value. Research, patience, and passion remain essential when dealing with coins from such meaningful years. To conclude, the 1952 UK halfpenny may appear simple at first glance, but it holds remarkable historical weight and collector appeal. Its connection to the final year of King George VI's reign, combined with its classic Britannia design and growing market interest, makes it a standout piece even in faded condition. Coins like this remind us that rarity isn't always about perfection, but about story, survival, and significance, which is exactly why demand for this halfpenny continues to rise. At number 3, UK halfpenny from the year 1942. Even in a faded condition, this coin continues to capture attention, as it represents resilience, heritage, and a surprising level of demand among collectors who value history over shine. The 1942 halfpenny was minted during the height of the Second World War, a period when Britain was under immense pressure yet continued to produce everyday coinage for public use. These coins passed through countless hands at a time of rationing, uncertainty, and national unity, which gives them a powerful background story. Despite shortages of materials and wartime challenges, the Royal Mint maintained traditional designs, making this halfpenny a quiet symbol of continuity in a disrupted world. On the front of the coin, the head features King George VI, portrayed with a dignified and understated profile facing left. Even when the surface is faded, the king's likeness still conveys authority and stability, qualities that were especially important during wartime Britain. The surrounding inscription identifies him as king and emperor, reflecting Britain's global position at the time. Turning to the reverse, the familiar golden-brown design of the Britannia figure stands strong, holding her trident and shield. Although wear may have softened the details, Britannia remains a powerful emblem of national pride and endurance, which adds emotional depth to this already historic coin. Culturally and historically, the 1942 halfpenny holds a special place because it connects directly to civilian life during the war years. This was not a commemorative piece locked away for collectors. It was a working coin used to buy daily essentials. That real-world usage gives it character, and collectors today often appreciate the faded condition as proof of authenticity rather than a flaw. Each mark and worn edge reflects a moment in British social history, making the coin far more than just a monetary object. In terms of physical characteristics, the 1942 UK halfpenny has a solid and reassuring feel. It weighs approximately 5.7 grams and was struck in bronze, which explains the darker, aged tone commonly seen today. Its size and weight were familiar to generations of Britons, and even now, holding one gives a tangible sense of the past that modern coinage often lacks. There are several key facts that make this coin stand out. It belongs to the George VI era, was issued during wartime, and carries one of the longest-running reverse designs in British coin history. While millions were originally minted, far fewer survive today in recognizable condition, especially with clear dates and readable inscriptions. This combination of age, era, and survival adds to its growing appeal. When discussing rarity and condition, it is important to understand that a faded 1942 halfpenny is still highly desirable. Wartime circulation was heavy, and many coins were lost, melted, or worn beyond recognition. Collectors increasingly seek honest, circulated examples because they tell a more genuine story than polished pieces. This shift in collector taste has pushed demand higher, especially for coins with legible details and original surfaces. As for the current market value, this is where excitement really builds. In today's collector market, even a faded 1942 UK halfpenny is often spoken about with impressive figures. Enthusiastic sellers and passionate collectors regularly quote values ranging from around $3,200 to as high as $9,800, depending on eye appeal, clarity of detail, and provenance. Some optimistic valuations even stretch beyond $12,500, making this humble wartime coin sound like a hidden treasure in plain sight. While these figures are often speculative, they clearly show the strong demand and the prestige now attached to this historic halfpenny. For collectors, the best approach is to focus on authenticity and story rather than perfection. Keeping the coin uncleaned, storing it in a dry environment, and learning to recognize original surfaces can significantly enhance its appeal. Researching wartime minting history and comparing examples can also help collectors better appreciate why this particular year stands out. In conclusion, the 1942 UK halfpenny in faded condition is far more than a small bronze coin. It is a surviving witness to one of the most challenging periods in British history, carrying with it stories of endurance, daily life, and national identity. With rising interest, strong demand, and eye-catching market values often quoted in the thousands of dollars, this coin continues to shine in its own understated way. If you already own one, you may be holding a remarkable piece of history, and if you are looking to add one to your collection, now is the perfect time to appreciate its true worth. At number 4, UK halfpenny from the year 1962, a coin that might appear humble at first glance but carries a surprising sense of character, especially in a dirty, well-used condition. Coins like this often spark curiosity because they have clearly lived a life in circulation, passing through countless hands, pockets, and tills, and that journey alone adds a strong sense of authenticity. For collectors and history lovers alike, the 1962 halfpenny stands as a reminder of Britain's pre-decimal era, a time when even the smallest coin played a meaningful role in daily trade and social life. The background of the 1962 halfpenny places it firmly in the final years before decimalization, during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, when Britain was balancing tradition with modern change. By this point, the halfpenny was already becoming less powerful in purchasing terms, yet it was still widely used and recognized. The head side of the coin proudly displays the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, with fine details that reflect the optimism of a new monarch early in her reign. Even in a dirty condition, the strength of the design often remains visible, with the Queen's profile giving the coin a dignified presence. Turning to the tail side, the iconic golden hind with the word halfpenny and the date beneath it represents strength, heritage, and continuity, a design deeply rooted in British symbolism and instantly recognizable to collectors around the world. Culturally and historically, this coin carries more than just monetary value. It represents an era when British coinage was crafted from bronze and designed to last, both physically and symbolically. The halfpenny was part of everyday life, used by all classes of society, making it a true people's coin. Weighing approximately 5.67 grams, the coin feels solid for its size, a physical reminder of the quality and care that went into minting coins during this period. Key facts such as its bronze composition, smooth edge, and classic dimensions make it a familiar yet cherished piece within UK numismatics, especially for those who appreciate coins that tell stories beyond their face value. When it comes to rarity and condition, a 1962 halfpenny is not traditionally considered rare by mintage numbers alone, but condition plays a powerful role in today's collector market. A dirty condition can actually enhance its appeal to certain collectors, as it confirms genuine circulation and originality, free from harsh cleaning or alteration. This natural wear gives the coin character, and in a high-demand market where authenticity is prized, such examples are increasingly sought after. Because of this growing interest, some collectors and sellers present highly optimistic valuations. In today's market, this 1962 halfpenny is sometimes showcased with estimated values reaching as high as $2,500, written clearly as $2,500, and in some enthusiastic listings even climbing towards $4,800, shown as $4,800, figures that reflect collector excitement and perceived scarcity rather than everyday pricing. For collectors, the key tip is always to focus on originality, eye appeal, and historical connection rather than shine alone. Keeping the coin as it is, without aggressive cleaning, helps preserve its story and potential desirability. Proper storage, gentle handling, and learning to appreciate surface details even through dirt and aging can make a significant difference over time. Researching comparable examples and understanding market trends will also help collectors make confident decisions, especially as interest in pre-decimal British coinage continues to rise. In conclusion, the 1962 UK halfpenny in dirty condition is far more than a small bronze coin. It is a tangible link to Britain's past and a strong symbol of everyday history. Its classic design, solid weight, cultural importance, and growing collector interest combine to create a sense of high demand and lasting appeal. Whether viewed as a nostalgic keepsake or a potential collectible with eye-catching market figures, this halfpenny proves that even the smallest coins can carry the biggest stories. At last, 1940 UK halfpenny, a coin that carries the scars of time and the spirit of an extraordinary era. Even in a clearly dilapidated condition, this humble bronze piece continues to excite collectors across the globe, proving that age, character, and story often matter far more than shine. As you hold or view this coin, you are not just looking at loose change from the past, but a small survivor of wartime Britain that still commands attention in today's collector market. The year 1940 places this halfpenny right in the heart of the Second World War, a period when Britain faced immense challenges and national resilience was tested daily. Coins like this circulated heavily among ordinary people, passing through countless hands at a time when every penny mattered. Struck during a period of material pressure and economic uncertainty, the 1940 halfpenny reflects both continuity and endurance in British coinage. Despite its worn and weathered appearance today, it stands as a reminder of how everyday objects supported daily life during one of the most critical chapters in UK history. On the head side of the coin, you find the portrait of King George VI, depicted with a dignified yet practical design that suited the era. Even when details are softened by wear, the royal profile still conveys authority and stability, qualities that were vital for morale during wartime. Turning to the tail side, the familiar Golden Hind sailing ship appears, a symbol deeply rooted in Britain's maritime heritage. This powerful image represents exploration, trade, and naval strength, all of which were central to Britain's identity and survival. Even on a dilapidated example, the outline of the ship often remains visible, keeping its symbolic message alive. Culturally and historically, the 1940 halfpenny holds a special place because it bridges everyday life and national history. It was never intended to be rare or treasured, yet decades later it has become a collectible artifact that tells a wider story. The coin was struck in bronze and carries a standard weight of approximately 5.67 grams, a solid and reassuring feel that reflects the traditional craftsmanship of pre-decimal British coinage. Key facts such as its composition, diameter, and wartime issue status continue to make it attractive to collectors who value authenticity and historical context over perfection. When it comes to rarity and condition, a dilapidated 1940 halfpenny may appear common at first glance, but demand remains surprisingly strong due to its wartime date and enduring symbolism. Heavy circulation marks, corrosion, and surface wear do not necessarily reduce interest. In fact, many collectors appreciate these features as proof of genuine use. In today's market, especially online and in private collector circles, some sellers confidently present these coins with eye-catching valuations. You may see claimed prices ranging from an impressive $3,500 to even $9,800, written clearly as $3,500, $6,750, or $9,800, suggesting strong demand and perceived rarity, even if the condition is far from perfect. For collectors, the key advice is to look beyond surface damage and focus on authenticity, date clarity, and overall historical appeal. A genuine 1940 halfpenny with readable details, even in rough shape, can still be a proud addition to a collection centered on wartime Britain or pre-decimal coinage. Proper storage, gentle handling, and learning to recognize original surfaces can make a significant difference in long-term enjoyment and potential value. Patience and knowledge are often rewarded more than chasing flawless examples. In conclusion, the 1940 UK halfpenny in dilapidated condition proves that true value is not always about beauty, but about story, survival, and significance. This small bronze coin has journeyed from wartime pockets to modern collections, carrying history every step of the way. Its continued popularity and the high-demand narrative surrounding it show that even the most worn coins can still shine in the world of numismatics. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden power of this wartime halfpenny, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more remarkable finds from the world of rare and historic coins. If you've enjoyed uncovering these historic halfpenny coins with us, don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow coin enthusiasts, and subscribe to World Numismatic Finds for more rare and fascinating discoveries. Your support helps keep this journey through numismatic history alive, so stay tuned for more top rare coins and hidden treasures from around the world.